I'm going to read from this Greek myths book, and a myth and a legend are the same thing, and sometimes the really big exciting ones are called sagas or epics. Okay, and this is Theseus and the Minotaur. King Minos of Crete had long hated the people of Athens, for they had killed his son when he took all the prizes at the Athenian Games. To prevent King Minos from waging war against them, every 9 years the Athenians sent 7 youths and maidens to be sacrificed to the Minotaur, half man, half bull, which lived in the labyrinth on Crete. Theseus, son of King Aegeus, was angered by this cruelty. Bravely, he offered to join the next victims and try to kill the Minotaur. His father begged him not to go with the others, but Theseus insisted and prepared to sail for Crete. He hoisted a black sail as a sign of respect for the victims, but promised to return with a white sail raised as a sign of his success. Great storms battered this little ship on its journey to Crete. When Theseus finally landed, he found King Minos waiting for his daughter Ariadne. Ariadne immediately fell madly in love with Theseus, as she resolved to save him from the Minotaur and to marry him. That night, Ariadne crept softly past the guards. She gave Theseus a sword and a ball of magic thread to guide him out of the maze. Next day, the Athenians were thrown into the labyrinth. Once inside, Theseus tied one end of the thread to the door and set off in search of the Minotaur. The labyrinth was a confusing maze of cold, dark passages. Suddenly, Theseus came face to face with a hideous monster. The struggle was long and fierce, for the Minotaur was enormously strong. But Theseus eventually drove his sword through its heart and it sank to the ground, dead. Following the thread, Theseus traced his path back to the entrance of the labyrinth. Hearing the cheers of Theseus's friends, Ariadne quickly unlocked the door. Then everyone ran for the ship and set sail for Athens. After a few days, they stopped at an island where Ariadne fell asleep. Theseus, unwilling to marry his enemy's daughter, left her sleeping on the sand. In all this excitement, Theseus forgot to change his sail from black to white. Meanwhile, his father, King Aegeus, watched anxiously for his ship. Sighting the black sail and thinking the worst, he cast himself onto the rocks below. As Athenian parents celebrated their children's return, Theseus mourned the death of his father. So the sad but heroic Theseus became king of Athens and lived to win many more victories.